What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to be injecting 140 milligrams of testosterone cypionate into the outer quadrant of my left thigh. Testosterone is an anabolic steroid, but no, there's no but. It's just an anabolic steroid. What I wanted to say is I am doctor prescribed. We'll do the disclaimer in a second. Welcome to the video. This should be a thing. What's going on, guys? My name is Noah. Welcome to my YouTube video. I have been openly talking about my testosterone replacement therapy since 2012, which is a really, really long time. I'm one of the original people to share their story in regards to how I came about being diagnosed with hypogonadism, which is basically just a testosterone disorder, and then what I did to treat it, which is start injectable testosterone. I use testosterone cypionate. I inject 140 milligrams a week. That's what you're gonna see right now. This is not a how-to. This is not meant to treat or diagnose. This is simply me sharing my story. Massive, massive disclaimer. I do not condone illegal use of any sort of drug or behavior or anything like that. So make sure you consult your physician. I certainly do. And disclaimer over. If you want to know a little bit more about my story, though, you can read the description below. It's lengthy. It goes into detail. The skinny of it that I suppose would be worth mentioning is that when I found out I had low testosterone, I was in a really, really bad depression. And getting my hormones normalized really, really helped. So ultimately, guys, if you struggle with depression or anxiety, before I get into the meat of the video, which is just the injection, consider looking into your blood work and just make sure you weren't like me and you weren't dealing with a major hormone issue. It'll save you a lot of time and heartache. Because they put me on psych meds and all kinds of fun stuff. All right, so let's do this. This is a fresh box. I just picked it up. The bottle looks like this. In the focus. Yeah, that's nice. I've got my needle. This is what I use to inject. I use insulin needles. This is what I use to draw up, which is an 18 gauge needle. And this is a 27 gauge needle. Higher the gauge, the smaller the needle. Got an alcohol swipe right here. Got a band-aid so if I bleeds, I won't bleed everywhere. And then this is a towelette to keep me calm when the sweats come. Go ahead and tear. Oh yeah, good job, Noah. And then pop the top. Pop the top. And then we're gonna go ahead, just pull that in focus. Go ahead, and we're just gonna rub it. We're just gonna make sure that's sanitized. Also, go ahead and do a close-up on my leg, señorita. I'm going to wipe my leg with this alcohol swab just to make sure that there's no bacteria on my thigh. This is where I inject. Thank you, madam. Take my needle here and pull it out. So this is my insulin needle, but I'm going to take that off. Set that on my little towelette. And now I'm going to take my 18 gauge needle, which is the needle I use to draw. Pull focus! Good job. Right there. And I'm going to insert it onto said syringe and make sure it's on there good. All right, so we're gonna pop the top off of that. And now I am going to take my vial right here and I'm going to inject the needle. I'm just gonna draw, and as you guys can see right there, it's going to fill up the syringe. So I'm looking for a 7 because I'm doing 140 milligrams. There we go. So I have 140 milligrams right there of testosterone cypionate. Go ahead and pull that baby out. There it is. So I'm going to do something that every time I do this, I'm like, I don't think doctors recommend this. So I'm very careful, be very careful. Not a how-to, just a how-I. But I'm gonna take my little cap here, carefully slide it back on. Now I'm going to draw back on my syringe, leaving a little bit of space right there. And then I'm gonna pop. Come on now, come off for dad. Okay, so I took that off because it is now time to put on my little insulin syringe. It's a little 1/2 inch. It's always worked well for me. It's not the size that counts, but what you do with it. Am I right, Jess? Okay, my wife's holding the camera, and I appreciate your silence. All right, guys, so I have a little bit of air in there right now. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that off. Look how little that little needle is. Super painless, which is why I like it. I've been using it for a really, really long time. You see those air bubbles right there? Mm-hmm. So it's important for me to make sure that I clear them. So I'm just gonna wait until all the air bubbles are out, And just a little teeny bit comes out of the top. That's what she said. And then I'm gonna go ahead and grab the meat of my thigh. Cool. And so we're gonna go ahead and hold the leg, push it into my thigh, and then I fully relax right here. The only thing I need to make sure I do, and get really close in there so you can see the top. There we go. And so we just want to make sure, guys, that when I draw back on the needle, no blood's entering my syringe. So I just did. It's called aspirating. There was no blood. So now I will stay relaxed, make sure I don't contract my leg. And I'm going to just calmly and slowly, I'll try to get my hand out of the way. Get nice and close there, baby. Calmly and slowly inject. Go ahead and come up top, and then just get really, really close. Awesome, thank you. And we're just letting it go in. I'm just staying nice and relaxed. Cool. This is a good one. This one's going real well. So guys ask me if I pin on the same leg every time, and the answer is yes, I do. So this has been really smooth. That makes me happy. Sometimes it zings a little bit. Alright, so we are done plunging. So I'll wait, pull out. Sometimes it bleeds. Right now it's not. That's awesome. Carefully put the syringe out of the way. And now I'm going to take my little Band-Aid and find the spot. We can see it there. Yeah! Now I'm just going to Band-Aid that thing. Alright guys, easy peasy, squeezy. Thanks, Camera B. You can sign off now. That's it. I am not a professional. I have been on TRT for a long time. I have a major announcement about that coming up based on some new desires in my life, some new blood work. We might be a little, if you happen to be around this long for the video, we might be transitioning off. There's a lot of things coming up, so I'm excited to share more about that. But otherwise, guys, that is how I inject 0.7 ml or 140 milligrams of testosterone every week into my leg for hormone replacement therapy. I did this initially to address erectile dysfunction that I had when I was diagnosed via multiple blood draws, and to address very dangerous depression and mental health problems. So when I addressed my mental health, my testosterone deficiency, that I was able to start working on my mental health. I was able to build muscle, I was able to get energy, sex drive. It was incredibly important in my recovery. So please consider just getting your blood work done. I am not pro TRT. In fact, one thing that I sometimes wish I could have done was attempt to address my low T in a natural way, but I was so suicidal and I was in such a bad space, and all of that, by the way, has been documented on my channel, that we went ahead and did the immediate thing we could do to help hopefully keep me on this spinning rock, which was address my low T. I appreciate you guys being here so much. I respond to every comment that's been written within 24 hours of the time I release a video, so please, if you have a question for me, a concern, or anything like that, I will be open and candid, and I'll respond to you if you comment within 24 hours of this video. Otherwise, I consider my comment section, YouTube's comment section, it's no longer mine after that. And get support for your mental health problems. A big part of my channel is mental health. That's the reason we started TRT. I never forget that, and I never want anyone else to forget that, okay? So make sure you're doing whatever you need to do to address mental health concerns. That's where it's at. All right, take care, guys.